You look good, man. You look damn good. I'm not going to apologize
I
for it.
I didn't even put on makeup to tell you the truth.
I
I went,
did. You kidding?
I
Hey,
could
I want to
use it
ask
in
you out the
my.
gate. It's I know people tell you they blow smoke all the time, but it's true. Very few people could be said to have like redefined the American music experience. Do you ever walk around thinking, my God, there are millions of people that my music kind of defined their life? That's a pretty big thing, dude.
Well, I did a show in New York City for the United Nations. And there were about 500 people in this room that I was playing in, all from different countries, different languages. They usually have to wear an ear cup to translate. When I started playing Hotel California, they all started singing it in English. I was like, wait a minute, this is like worldwide global coverage we got here, It was such a delightful experience to really, it was like a Louisville slugger to my
Yeah.
forehead that was like, wow, it's
It, it
really
hit
gone
it hit home.
worldwide. Yeah.
It hit
Yeah.
home. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you're mentioned, the Eagles are mentioned every single time anyone talks about the greatest bands of all time. I know you weren't with them back in 71, but like Colorado kind of was the birthplace in a lot
Yeah.
of ways of the Eagles. Does it feel special for you to when you I know you've been coming here for decades. What's it mean to you?
I love Colorado. As a matter of fact, I love playing at Red Rocks. I love playing in Denver. I've done privates there. There's something about the air quality and how crisp it is up there that just makes it a delightful sound experience. Because you play down in the south in Florida and it's heavy moisture in the air and it just doesn't sound as crispy as it does up in Colorado. I love playing there. And it's always been great crowds and the response has been wonderful too. So I just love coming to Colorado. I'm looking forward to it, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, this show with the Guess Who is amazing. I have to say, you get three bands for the price of one ticket. I come out and do a set that's full of Eagles songs that I co-wrote and recorded. I do heavy metal, some solo stuff of my own. I do one song off of the vault, which you may have heard.
Yes, the new
Uh,
album.
yeah, the new album, and then the Guess Who come out with Randy and Burton, and they just kill it for the Guess Who catalog. And then they do a Bachman Turner Overdrive section too, so you get three bands in one show, and it's just phenomenal. And everybody from the '60s and '70s knows every song that we play. It's really
And,
fun.
and you don't mind that you're going to get altitude sickness and lack of oxygen. It's a crisper sound.
Exactly. I usually use a talk box, that's got this plastic tube that comes up on the
Yes.
mic. I might get one that just has a little oxygen tube, and everybody will think it's a talk box. But if I'm like looming around, I can take a hit off the oxygen bottle.
Hey, that's brilliant, dude. I'm not going to take much of your time. A couple things I want to ask you.
Sure.
These are old lore, legendary things. I just want to settle the score. True or false? Okay, true or false? Is it true that you bought your first guitar with firecrackers? That you paid for it?
No, it wasn't firecrackers. It was cherry bombs.
Oh,
I had a favorite uncle up in North Carolina who gave me and my brother a box of cherry bombs. There's probably about 50 of them in this box. And we hid them in the trunk of our car. When we got back down to Gainesville, my brother and I said, we'll help you unload the trunk, Dad. Don't worry about it. So we went out and got that box of cherry bombs. And my brother took it and hid it. And then we lugged the luggage in. And we used to live on a dirt road that had a drainage culvert that when it was a ditch is what it was. So when it rained in Florida, the water would just run down this ditch. And to get from the road to your house, you had to go over this big metal culvert. We'd go upstream, light one of those cherry bombs, throw it in the water, and let it drift
nice,
down into that culvert, and boom, 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 boom. And so there was a kid that
wonderful.
saw us doing this across the street and came running out and said, "I want some of those cherry bombs." So I said, "Okay, I'll give you a handful for that guitar you got in the top of your closet." So he ran over and got it, brought it over. I gave him the cherry bombs. 10 minutes later, all the cherry bombs are gone, but I got a guitar.
And the rest is history. And
That's
of
it.
course, it probably saved you a trip to the county jail because if you keep blowing up things in the Navy, it would not have ended well, Don. Would not have ended well. All right. Is it true? This, and I think this is, but you taught Tom Petty how to play guitar.
Well, no, I was working in a music store, and my job was to play guitar for people that were coming in and interest them and entice them into buying a guitar. So I was
Uh-huh.
demonstrating things for them. And then for everybody that bought a guitar, they'd come back and want to take guitar lessons. I didn't get paid cash at the music store. I got a credit of $10 for each lesson I taught. So Tom would come in and he would just hang out with me and I would show him a couple of chords. He was playing bass at the time. He had never played guitar, but he thought fronting a little band that he had playing bass was not such a cool idea. And I said, well, today you might disagree with that by talking to Paul McCartney. He did okay fronting a band playing bass, but he wanted to learn some chords. So I just kind of sneak him some chords here and there. I went over to his house a couple of times. He had a piano. I taught him a few chords on piano so he
Crazy.
could write and just a couple of guitar chords. I didn't teach him on a weekly basis like I was doing those other people. It was just helping a kid that was out there in
Can't
town.
believe, yeah. And look what happened. You
Yeah.
know, and finally, I'd read, like, when you guys were on hiatus or something, is it true that you were the baddest ass soccer, or was it little league coach? Did you coach like kids sports? Come on.
I did. I had four kids growing up while I was gone on the road with the Eagles. So in 1980, when I stopped, when the band kind of went on hiatus, I became Mr. Mom. I was driving carpools with me, Rick Springfield, Dustin Hoffman was in our carpool, and then I was coaching soccer. I became a commissioner of Malibu Little League because I helped them build a field, and just I became really active in my kids' lives, and that was the thing that I felt more obligated to do than going back out on the road with my own band. So I just stayed home and did songs for films and television, so movies of the week. I scored some films and stuff like that that I could see my kids when I picked them up at school and spend time with them.
I'm gonna guess like all the other moms and parents were lined up at the pickup lane to see. There he is, and Rick Springfield too, and Dustin Hoffman. It's a hell of a station wagon. Unbelievable. Hey,
Yeah,
I got to go, and I know you got to go. Thank you
yeah.
for the time, but very quickly, because I know people are they rightly so value and cherish your classics, but the vault, very quickly, these are things you've discovered, right? That maybe people have never heard along the way.
Yeah, I had written a bunch of song ideas from the time I started playing with the Eagles in 1974. I would make cassette demos of it, and then finally 8 tracks. I had an 8 track machine, and I had a drum set up, and I just recorded these ideas. So when we were doing albums, I had maybe 15 or 16 song ideas for each album. And so for the Hotel California, I wound up with 2 songs on the Hotel California. One became Victim of Love, and the one became Hotel California. And same thing for the long run. But I discovered this box when I moved out of Malibu in 2000 in my locker that had, it must have been 50 or 75 cassettes and
Oh man.
ADATs and all of these things. I said, I don't know what this stuff is. So we took it back to my studio and we started transferring this stuff from cassette onto 96K digital Pro Tools. And in the process, I'm in the kitchen making a cup of coffee and I go, wow, that's a song I wrote an idea for the Eagles in 1974, right after I joined the band because I'd played slide on Good Day in Hell. So that was a slide song. And it became the song that's on this record. It's called Move On. As a matter of fact, every song that's on this record was a song idea at one point in another that was aimed for an Eagles record. My favorite of them all, other than Let Me Down Easy, I Like the Things You Do, is a song called Hollywood Victim that I wrote for the long run album that never made it. I wrote 2 or 3 songs for the long run album that we just didn't have time to finish it.
It's going to be awesome. Your fans are going to love it. I'm going to let you go, and I'd like to patent the idea of the little oxygen pipe valve tube that you can fake people out. Wow, 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 and you're actually just breathing. You're on to something.